Hey, it's Rion with GetSexualAttraction.com and this YouTube channel. You can also check out Sex Energy Secrets, another YouTube channel, very relevant, gets more into working with sex energy. Okay, so in this short video, I want to bring up the subject of the language of sexual communication and sub-communication. It'll help to realize if you have traveled or if you speak a couple different languages, that when you don't know the language of a woman, it's easier to tune into the nonverbal or sexual communication. So much in the West, we as men, intelligent, professional, we value thinking and using our logical minds. But what happens is that can really get in the way of sexual attraction. When we look at the core of sexual attraction and why it works and all of that, how naturals are successful, it comes down to one thing. That one thing is on one of these other videos, so make sure you check that out. That one thing comes down to the force of sexual polarity. So you could think of sexual attraction as magnetism between the masculine and the feminine. And it's this energy that goes with and through us. So we can reference and view sexuality on many different levels, spiritually, biologically, physically. So with the process of attraction, this language that is happening, this nonverbal communication, this sexual communication, sub-communication with women, it's happening on a level below thought, below language. So when you start to value body language, the universal international language of sex, of love, realize that language itself, as much as we value it and fluency and poetry with it, which can take things to a higher experience, when you boil it all down, language isn't necessary. So how do you really master this sexual communication, this language with women that's occurring on a level, whether you speak her language, spoken word or not? It's the language of body language that you want to become fluent in. So how do you speak that? It's about becoming more sexually present. With sexual presence, you're going to be more in your body, more in touch with your own sexual power, more in touch with that balance of energy with women, and your relationship to the energy within her, that force of attraction that comes together sexually, spiritually, biologically. It's that force that you can feel. So the more sexually present you are, that's the big numero uno secret to naturals, rock stars, bad boys, everything that turns women on about a man, it comes down to really his sexual presence and how she feels sexually. When we value that. Yeah, there's other things, social status and how he expresses himself and so forth. If you just want to boil it all down and be successful, sexual presence, that's the underlying everything. Secret to success. That's what women respond to unconsciously. Attraction isn't a choice. They respond to around men who have this, that triggers it for them, the sexual presence. And so it doesn't matter what he's speaking logically and verbally, because his body, his sex is doing the speaking. The energy between them is doing the speaking. So if you date international women, it'll help to lock you into more the nonverbal language and dynamics that's actually going on when there are no words. When you don't understand her, then you can be more in your body and realize and value that it's this balance of energy and the interplay, the subtle things that she's showing that you never would have caught before if you're just jabbering away or valuing that. Another video we talked about how the shy guy can be more successful than you ever realize because of sexual presence and being in that language, that sexual sub-communication that's going on, that men who are stuck in their head in the past and the future, jabbering away, they're not in their body to feel what she's actually going through and how to respond to her, how to really work with that energy and even value it. So once you start getting into sexual presence, naturally you'll start speaking the language of sex, the international language of attraction. We're keeping generally romance and love out of this, but that's another one of the beautiful things that you can also experience. Sex is blind, love is blind, it's universal. So it's this creative force of life with and through men and women. And you're getting in the way of life by thinking too much, by being self-conscious instead of present and in alignment with life so she can feel this around you. So anyways, start working on sexual presence and you're going to start experiencing that when women are around you, they just start naturally turning on, and then you can be the more, not necessarily still, but mentally still and physically powerful, sexually powerful man who's communicating non-verbally, energetically and non-verbally in your body language and your energetic communication with her that is saying more than words. So start devaluing your thought and processing things logically. You want to get into your body and sexiness. Work on your sexual presence, learn to still your mind, develop your relationship with feminine energy in women, and you're going to start speaking and feeling this universal language and sensing those signs of attraction and receiving them more, where you just show up and then things start happening. The subtleties, you start getting those more often, flirting, attraction signs from women, and then you know what that means and you can proceed accordingly. So by working on sexual presence, it just handles body language, communication, confidence, all of that stuff, okay? It's a universal language. Date international women will help you realize that there is that level that's going on. Naturals, especially shy naturals, are really connected to that language, and women intuitively are around a man like that especially. So work on sexual presence and you'll start getting more of that attraction success from women, experiencing sexual attraction, connection with women, even if you've been studying inner game for a lot of years and you're still stuck in your mind. Sexual presence is the answer. Put it to use. We'll talk to you soon.